So Burton's one. Who are some of the other immediate recruitment targets that we should be
Stainsy.
going after? I'll list a couple. You tell me who would be your priority. Gehamat Shibasaki, because there's a contract standoff with the Broncos on what they think he should be worth moving forward, bearing in mind that he did play his way up from a train and trial only sort of 16, 17 months ago, all the way to the Australian side late last season, and a grand final win, obviously. Charlie Staines playing over in the Super League right now with Toby Sexton. Tyson Smoothie, also playing over in the Super League last season, but was also a member of that Brisbane Broncos premiership side last year, and is reportedly going to be finished, even though he's still got 2 more years on his Super League deal. He wants to return to Australia for next season, and would be a cost-cutting version of a Connor Watson or a Cam McInnes, who it now appears we're not going to be able to secure. And a slightly left field one, but one that we've spoken about previously and one that I think we should be going after, Savelio Tamale, the 21-year-old Raiders winger, who still has basically his entire career ahead of him, plus he's already banked, 30, 40 first-grade games.
Yeah, I think Tamale should be up there. He's good yardage. You've been talking about the need for a yardage player, and he's definitely up there. I mean, yes, he's 21, so he's very raw, but look, he's got a big upside. Had a bit of a shocker on the weekend, but that's fine. I think he'd be up there. Shibasaki and Stainsy for me. I don't know too much about Smoothie, so I can't really comment too much on him, but I think Stainsy for me would be the absolute number one that we should go for our fullback position. I think he is the man. The Ferrari.
Staines has certainly developed as a player and as a fullback in his time over in England. He's been allowed to mature over there. Now, his form was pretty tough when he was playing for the Tigers in the NRL before he went over, but does appear to be a more complete player now. There would be a connection there with Sexton. And again, you slot Burton in as well. You've got that connection with Sexton built in. So add another connection in there with Staines at the back. Now, when I think of Charlie Staines, I don't necessarily... Ball playing isn't the first thing that necessarily comes to mind, but
he runs.
You look at some of the advancement of the way rugby league and the NRL are being played these days. Having run-first options at 6 and fullback might traditionally appear scary, but that's how the good teams are winning football games these days. It's just off the back of quick ruck speed and then pace.
100%.
It's not necessarily, the ball playing polish that has traditionally been vital in rugby league.
100%, 100%. The other connection you can make too is Stainsy from Forbes and Birdo from Dubbo. So they would have played.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the original reason why we targeted Staines was the Central West connections.
Everything
Forbes,
connects.
Ferrari for sure. Look, I'd be happy with all those players. I think Shibasaki would be a good addition too, because
Santa.
His journey, and someone that clearly has had to figure out over time the best way to get the most out of himself, and someone that's had to drive high standards off the park. It was enough to warrant Queensland selection last year with as far as Billy Slater is concerned, and I think that's where he fits in. I think the Perth Bears have done a really good job so far of recruiting players that have good standards. Luke Lowry being front and centre to that. Now, this is a kid who is driving standards at the Wests Tigers over the pre-season and off-season reportedly. And you get a Shibasaki in there who, from all reports, is of a similar vein. You add a Matt Burton, who is just a no-nonsense type, who is going to go over there and, he's not worried about how many Instagram followers he has or all that sort of stuff. He's just a footballer. He's a humble, with country backgrounds footballer, right? You get enough of these guys in a team together over there in WA, and yes, all of a sudden, we don't have a roster which is glistening with star power, but we have a team filled with players who are going to be prepared to do the hard work pre-season, and we'll see what the fruits of that start to start to be once games are being played.
Yeah, Marquez in the making.